Hazy, sun and clouds, not as hot and a bit less humid with some spotty storms possible on Wednesday. Good Tuesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldridge, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, we hit 95 degrees today. I was expecting 96. The record high, 102 from 1988. Started this morning off at 74. A very warm start. 95 was the high in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. 94, Oak Ridge. 94 in Maryville, and saw a high of 88 degrees in both Crossville and Wartburg. It was hotter in Music City at 97. 96 was the high in Johnson City, and 95 today in Chattanooga down in Hamilton County. Now, if you take a look at the averages, I've said this before, July is typically the hottest month of the year because we get about 12 days on average of 90 plus. But we had 2 weeks of 90, you say, in June, which is true. But we had 0 in May when we averaged 1 day. And we've had 8 days. If you include today, we've now had 8 days. That brings us to a total of 22 days so far. Of course, the normals or the averages come by way of our friends at the National Weather Service in Morristown. Now, the ultimate Doppler radar presented by your local Marco's Pizza shows a few showers maybe along the Smokies, but there hasn't been too much today. Some of you had a little more activity than others, which we'll look at here in just a moment. Marco's Pizza, marcos.com if you're hungry for a snack tonight, maybe a late night dinner. Check them out at Hardin Valley, Farragut. They're in Maryville, Fountain City, and Halls. They're in Oak Ridge and Middlebrook Pike and Ebenezer Road. Now under new ownership, new leadership, better than ever. They're also corporate sponsors of No Kid Hungry. They give back quite a bit to the local community. Now, Pepperoni Magnifico is less than $10. Doesn't that look delicious tonight? And maybe for lunch, you might want to plan a new Pozzoli. My favorite is the top one there, pepperoni and sausage. And these are a lot bigger than what the picture would indicate. That's for less than $6. But you go back over the last couple of hours, there were tornado concerns well west of Monticello today. Those little burgundy areas representing tornado watches. Now, we didn't have that here locally, but there was the concern because of the spin remnants of Burl that there would be some tornado concerns around the Bowling Green area, and they really had it between Bowling Green and Wayne County, Monticello. But by and large, it's a quiet night. There's still the possibility for a few showers and storms while you sleep. That's because it's going to be coming in from the Nashville area. You see that line there in the middle part of the state? That's going to sweep through here later tonight. So there will be some opportunities for more showers to suddenly magically appear. Speaking of Burl, the remnants of this storm is now showing signs of heavy rain between Chicago into southern sections of Detroit and maybe into southern sections of Michigan, and into northern Indiana. They're still dealing with some heavier rains in that part of the country, while there's more thunderstorms and heat concerns across the deep south. Houston, Texas, dealing with heat advisories, and they've really turned purple, really turned fuchsia in California and Nevada, where they have what's called excessive heat warnings. You know, when you're in Vegas and you're under an excessive heat warning, you know it's got to be hot. Clark County, Nevada, looking at California as well. Kings County, they've got fire weather concerns. They've got heat advisories. You've got it all out west. So the hot weather for summer lives on out west for sure. Closer to home, you can see some of those clouds really covering parts of the Southern Valley. But we'll be keeping an eye on those showers south of Nashville. Some models want to bring that in here later tonight. So maybe a few hit or miss showers still on the table before you go to bed. Tracking the clouds, you can see most of them. The thicker clouds in blue are between Kingston, Maryville, and Tellico Plains and Madisonville. Headlines, we're talking about Wednesday looking the coolest. And I don't mean like sunglasses and real cool, like Joe Cool, but I'm talking about coolest in the terms of the week. Upper 80s, about 87. We'll say mid to upper 80s for a high tomorrow, but it will include less humidity, and with a little bit less heat, I think it'll be welcome. Now, the heat will come back in the low 90s on Thursday, and then we're really hot to end the week because I've got us at 96 on Friday, 97 on Saturday, and you knew I couldn't resist. 98 coming in on Sunday with very little hope for any rain. Meanwhile, there's no hurricane concerns. After Burl, the areas of interest would show up in yellow, sometimes red, but sometimes orange. No probability, no concerns either in the Pacific or the Atlantic at this time, but those things can change. We know that things can change. Hurricane season typically ramps up in August and September and historically peaks around September 10th, which is around the Labor Day holiday. Meanwhile, we take a look at the tropical names. We had Burl, but Chris was one of these easy storms to miss, followed a similar track as Alberto. It hit Mexico. So we really have Debbie as the next name on the list. Storm Prediction Center highlighting some areas in yellow for tomorrow up in the northeast. There's one little patch of dark green in the Albuquerque, Lubbock, Texas, and El Paso, Texas area for isolated severe storms tomorrow, where we have some scattered severe storms, may include Syracuse, Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Albany, New York, and into parts of New England like Vermont and parts of New Hampshire, but nothing going on here tomorrow outside of maybe a passing shower, maybe a rumble of thunder. That's about all I expect, and nothing going on Thursday. So the entire state looks pretty tranquil on Thursday. It's just getting gradually hotter with more humidity returning. Now here's how that front behaves overnight. If this represents about 8:45 to 9, 10, 11 o'clock, there is a line that's moving from Middle Tennessee, and it looks like it's trying to get into East Tennessee. Does it linger here? Probably not. Maybe a passing shower, that's it. And then that front may spawn a new shower before midday tomorrow, but then the winds change from southwest to northwest, and we have a cooler, less humid air mass in place for tomorrow. By the time we hit, say, Thursday, we're back in the low 90s, as I mentioned. I don't have rain here. I think the models here are having a hard time figuring this out, but all the moisture should be along the beaches, perhaps. Along the East Coast, if you're traveling there, they've got more opportunities with a slow-moving storm system, that big low parked over North Carolina into Saturday as well. So for tonight, we're looking for a low of 72 now. Partly to mostly cloudy. And if you get a passing shower or even a rumble of thunder, don't be alarmed. It too shall pass. Won't last all that long. 66 for a low in Wartburg tonight. 69 for Sevierville. 71 for Morristown. 72 for Knoxville. And could there be some patches of fog? I guess so. Maybe a few areas in white, but they seem like they're favoring the Smokies, maybe parts of the plateau west of Crossville. That would take you through about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, as far as your forecast, let's jump right to it, because for tomorrow, we're looking for a high temperature of 87 degrees. Now, think about that. If today was 95 and we're becoming less humid, that's my banner there. You can see that, becoming less humid. I've got hazy sun and clouds, a good blend of the two, a spot of rain, maybe a spotty storm, but the winds do change from southwest in the morning to northwest in the afternoon. They could be 5 to 10, gusting closer to 20. But becoming less humid, think about that, 5, 6, 8 degrees cooler. I mean, it's going to feel like I don't know, spring. Maybe feel like fall. 87 is going, you don't know what to do with myself. In fact, you may struggle to hit 84 if you're in La Follette. Campbell County, 84 for Wartburg, and only 79 for our friends in Jamestown. 87, my expectation for Morristown. 85 for Sevierville. A little bit cooler for Gatlinburg, into the lower 80s. Now, the 7-day forecast. Your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast looks like this. 91 on Thursday, and then it's just another pounding heat wave coming into play. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, upper 90s. Some will feel like it's in the low 100s with the heat index. No doubt, when you've got lows around 72, 74, and it's in the upper 90s, forget about it. It's going to feel like 104. There will be heat advisories, I'm sure, issued by that point in time. If this verifies, we could be pretty close to 100 by Saturday into Sunday, so keep that in mind. And any showers and storms that we get Tuesday may be on the stronger side as well. Keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app. The best traffic reporter that we have in Knoxville is Pete Michaels himself. You can check him out. He's on the app. It's weather and traffic perfect together. All you have to do is search the 2 words, Captain and Accurate, and it'll show up on the App Store and Google Play. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.